Ooh. This is weird. What's not weird? Oh. Come on, Josh. Why are you in the car? Wait.
Okay.
Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you now.
Okay. Could your audio go any higher or no?
Maybe. Like.
Why is you in the car, Josh? what is going on? I tried to make this professional. You in the car.
It's been a long day.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah, but
Okay, so I'm gonna.
And I, you're gonna.
You were saying something, and I was listening.
Okay. No, because I was gonna go back home, but like back home is really far away, and I'm in Miami right now. I'm not saying.
Okay, because you don't live in Miami no more.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna get started. Thank you for coming on my show. So, Josh, you are a photographer, painter, cartoonist, and cultural art event curator. Did I miss something?
Damn. I'm also a poet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I did miss something.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of these hats, how are you wearing all of these hats? Why are you patting your head? What's going on?
Nah, you said how am I wearing all these hats?
Successfully. How are you successfully wearing all of these hats?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm being honest. I'm being completely honest with you. I don't know if successfully is the right term I would use.
Okay.
If I'm being honest, I guess. I'll say this. Outside looking in, I feel like okay, yeah, people might be like, oh man, he's doing this on the third, but in reality, not bro. Because it's a lot, and like I was actually just having this conversation earlier today about having to like find balance between all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a couple projects that I kind of want to drop this year, and I have to take a step back from a few and then like tackle a few head on, tackle the other ones like more head on. So
okay.
I mean, just finding that balance, it's not always there, but like, yeah.
Okay, so how would you rate all the hats you wear from greatest passion or the most that you are consistently tackling? Because you got photographer, painter, cartoonist, curator, and poet.
Okay, damn. So how am I rating this again?
So you're rating it by either your greatest passion or which one you're consistently doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess I'll do like the most consistent. Most consistent is photography.
Okay.
I want to say it's photography because um, it's the easy. It's not the easiest one to do. Hell no. But it's the one that pays the most.
Mm-hmm. Money talks.
And I do have. Sheesh. Nah, and yeah, it pays the most, and like it is rewarding in itself. So, it's photography. Um, I would say the event coordination.
Which
or curation.
Oh, the event curating.
That isn't as consistent, but I would put that like I'm constantly like putting energy into like developing like the next.
Mm-hmm.
So, event.
Your cricket is breaking up.
Like I'll always have like a little. Okay, hold on. maybe it's.
Can you connect to Wi-Fi somewhere?
Yes. I don't even think it's that. I think it's the headphones.
Because it just says your bandwidth is low and it's like chaka-chacking you up right now. So I just wanted
Oh, so let me. Yeah, I got this Wi-Fi right here. So boom. Oh, where'd you go? This is better.
I hope so. Okay, so we got photographer, curator, you said assistant, and then
Wait, assistant. What you mean?
is that not what you said? That's not what you said?
I don't remember. No, no. Okay, I said photography, curating, poetry.
Oh, poetry. Okay.
The comic I've been doing a lot more recently. And then painting that's gonna be at the bottom because
Okay. So you have 5 hats: photography first, then event curating, poetry, cartoonist, and then a painter. And you have an Instagram for each of these hats. Each of these things you have an Instagram for.
basically, yes.
You got.
Yeah.
And are all these Instagram accounts, they are specifically for each of those categories? Photos of MOLO, MOLOverse, everything in Move Love Miami.
Yes. Yeah, those are specific for those specific things. So like Move Love is for the curating for the events such as and things of that nature. Everything in Mo, that's for the comic. And that's just also for like general art. So like I guess the comics and like painting that all goes on that page. Photos of Molo. That's my primary page. I post a little bit of everything on there. My separate, I do have a separate photography page that the Moloverse. I did abandon it. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been posting. I just been posting to my primary one because it was already a lot to handle.
Yeah.
It's a lot to handle. So like I was like, oh, maybe at first it was like, oh, this is a good idea, but nah, like
okay.
So slowly but surely, it's been like kind of coming together.
So why MOLO? What does MOLO stand for?
Okay. So MOLO is short for Move Love, like kind of like put the two words together. So before even like the event coordination, like before me and like the co-founder that even like came up with the whole concept of like doing the event, it was the original idea was it was gonna be mainly towards my art. So like my paintings and stuff like that. It was gonna be Move Love art. I was like, oh, I wanted a logo, but I was like, how can I simplify these two words? But the two words is derived from like just like I kind of like took the meanings of the words and like let me simplify it. The definition of move, like physically move yourself, or mentally move yourself, as if you inspire somebody or someone inspires you, or yeah, I physically, mentally, emotionally. When I say move, I want to like inspire people. I think at the end of the day, like my purpose in life, or like one of my purposes, is to like inspire other people to kind of like be great. You know what I'm saying? So I want to, move people. Like I want people to like when they see whatever it is that I'm creating, I'm like, damn, I could do this.
You want them to move physically or emotionally or mentally.
Right. And then love, it's the same thing applies. Like I want people to like when they see it, I want people to see like, oh man, he's really in love with himself, not on some like conceited shit, but just like on some
passion.
What is it? What's the passion on some like confidence? That's not the word. Not damn, I can't think of the word right now.
Self-esteem.
But like when you that part, yes. Like being able to like tap into like yourself on a level where like, okay, yeah, you have all these flaws or you're not gonna be perfect, you're gonna fuck up a lot. But being able to like love yourself enough to know that's gonna happen, but also keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And
yeah.
then not only just like loving yourself, but also loving the people around you, loving the people around you unconditionally. Granted, uh, and the two words play on each other because um, sometimes loving other people isn't beneficial to you. So then you have to move people out your life. You feel me? So,
That's the word.
so right. I'm telling you, like, yeah, the two words definitely play off each other. You know, you can only move yourself if you love yourself. You can only love yourself if you're like making the necessary moves to like uh love yourself. So that's like practicing self love, practicing all that stuff that makes you aware of yourself, not just of the bad things.
Okay. So all of that creates harmony within
So that's
yourself and the
definitely
surrounding community.
right. Yeah. Beautiful. That's well said. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like still breaking up, but we gonna work through it. So currently you have a campaign, Skin. What is that about? Why? Where did that come from? Is it because I know it's about, flaunting your skin, the different shades, the different tones, but why now? Why skin? Summer coming up, that's why?
Um, no, actually, the project was it was the hoop. It's not just my project solely. It's also the other another creative director. Her name is Bree. Um, and so her and I last year I did like the Good Jeans Brown Sugar project.
Mhm.
That was solely me, but where I had released. We did a fashion. Well, I did a fashion show, and I asked for her help. I was like, hey, can you help me like put together like the models, come up with like some designs and like help whatever. So I asked for her help on that scale or whatever. Then like I guess we kind of like meshed so well as far as like the creative world or whatever. We were like, oh, let's continue to kind of work together on a different project. So earlier this year, we had a meeting and we sat down like, okay, so let's figure out some different concepts that we can kind of put together and that'll definitely work. So um I always I have like a separate, on Instagram how you can like save photos and stuff.
Yeah, like in the little
That's,
archive thing.
yeah. So I have that and I have like different categories or whatever. So I had one category. It was just like this. It was just an aesthetic, and it did show a lot of skin. It was like a lot of women, some men too. It was like children, but it was just like showing different skin tones, different, and it like, and I think I really fucked with the aesthetic, but I
Mhm.
didn't call it skin at the time. When I showed her this, she was like, "I'm definitely getting a lot of skin." This and the third. So we were like, "Yeah, that's definitely a good title for it." And we kind of just went from there, and that's how it like I guess like progressed into what it is now. Um, Ultimately, what we're trying to do is,
Mhm.
yeah, we're trying to like promote body positivity. Um,
Is it
we
just
I've
among women? Because I only seen a girl in the poster. Or is it among like everybody, like men, women, non-binary, transgender, everybody?
yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah, it's definitely everybody. So I actually have a couple of posts on the way. Because we just did a test shoot for some of the model with some of the models, and we have a little bit diversity in it. There's like a couple guys, there's a couple girls in it, or women, men. Sorry, I don't. Was that not okay? If I get
No,
a
it's
cancel for
fine. Girls, women, we're just not saying females, but yes, everybody else.
that. Okay. Okay. Nah. Yeah. So we have a good collection of that. But what we're really trying to do is we want to also monetize from this. And there's
Mhm.
yeah. So I feel like I'm at a point in my career where like I'm not gonna be like taking photos for free. You
Hold
know what
up,
I'm
you
saying?
broke up.
So
You broke up. You said you're at a point in your career when you what? God damn. even
I
go
feel like I
forward,
would.
but it's all
I'm
good.
burning up. Nah. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, finish, because I wanted to hear what you said. You said you're at a point in your career when you.
Um. Oh, yeah. I'm at a point where I feel like I'm not. I don't want to take photos for free anymore.
Mhm.
Because that whole process is like strenuous. Like taking like knowing how to like pose models, knowing how to like edit want to take a bunch of photos and not get paid for it.
Yeah.
So ultimately, what we're trying to do is we're trying to reach out to different brands,
Mhm.
and what we want from the brands is like we're pitching this, reaching out to brands like skincare products, swimwear, even just like regular clothing brands, and we're kind of pitching them this whole series, and basically they get a lot for not that much, like based on, I would say, like just like typical, product photography. Just we're offering, three different photographers, and then one of those photographers is also a videographer. So they're getting content from three different people, and yeah, they're getting content for three different people, so they can post that on their website, on their Instagram, and they're gonna have content for days because we're providing also like different locations, like an Airbnb or
So the
beach.
exchange, just so I'm clear, the exchange is you pitch to brands, you also bring the models, or they bring the models, whichever works, and you'll
We
shoot
do.
for them and promote it on Photos of MOLO and like all the other creatives page.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, yeah. And then yeah, and then they, like I said, they get all that, and I feel like we actually did confirm two brands as of right now.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like once I release the photos from the test shoot, I feel like people are gonna be a little more inclined. I feel like as of right now, we only on the flyer is Bree, the other creative director. I shot her, and then we were like, okay, let's use this as like the cover of kind of like Skin, because it was just given Skin or whatever. But I feel like the brands don't have a clear concept of what
Mhm.
it really of how they'll basically benefit. So yeah, once we drop that, we'll kind of get maybe like solidify, not maybe, we will solidify the rest as well.
Okay, speak it into existence. What type of brands would you want? Would you want it to be like Good Jeans by Khloe Kardashian, or like any of those type of
Um,
Levi's? Does it matter if it's jeans? Could it be lingerie? Like, what is it? What are the type of brands would
no,
you?
yeah, it's definitely definitely we're trying to like I when we made the post originally, people were like posting like food brands. I was like, it's not really good. But yeah, it's more like clothing brands,
Okay.
lingerie, swimwear, and even like beauty products like uh makeup or
Anything you could put on your skin.
yeah,
Okay.
anything you can put on your skin, basically. And
Keep
our
it
job,
chocolate.
I don't know what type of kinky shit you on.
Just
Nah, but
saying. Okay.
no, but that's actually a good idea though. But that's exactly it. Like once we kind of confirm with the brands, we're gonna like creatively like brainstorm. Okay, so how can we make this work into the series? You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
we pouring
It's
chocolate
like
on
a
the body.
mutual benefit.
Right. So
So I do want to ask about your last campaign that you did, Good Jeans and Brown Sugar. You even made it into a book. So why Good Jeans and Brown Sugar? What made the jeans good? I'm just curious. Like, you had a whole book, you
um
had a whole event or events,
yeah,
and it was real glamorous, real
yeah.
publicized.
Thank you. So okay, so honestly, that whole series was based on like one photo that I had taken. It was like a behind the scenes photo that I was taking. Like one of my friends was like, "Hey, come, it's like pull up. I'm doing a photo shoot, blah blah blah." So like after that shoot, it was her, it was the photographer and the other model. They were walking ahead of me, and they were walking, and I'm like, "Yo, that'd be a good shot." So I like kind of quickly like pulled out my camera and I took the photo, and it's kind of blurry,
Mhm.
but you can everything is like clear to the point where you can kind of make everything out. But I feel like the aesthetic that I wasn't really going for. I just like, damn, this would be a nice photo, and I took it and I was like, yeah, this is it. And in the photo, um, the photographer, she's wearing like a jumper, and it's like a
Mhm.
denim jumper, and then like the model, she's wearing like denim pants or denim jeans or whatever, and she's wearing like a bra, but yeah, just a bra, and then like the photographer, she's also wearing a bra under the jumper or whatever. So like all this is visible, and like their skin, damn, gone. It's all a thing, but their skin like brown skin. I was like, yo, this is really like giving
This is hitting.
what is giving. Yeah, and I
It's
was
giving what it's supposed to give.
like, so I was like, yeah, damn, I should really make this a whole thing. And then after a while, I kind of abandoned it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, whatever. It was just a BTS photo. I was like, all right. So I sent it to them, and that was that. Then like I was like, yo, I think at the time I wanted to take my photography to the next level. I wanted to kind of like create something to be able to publish it, like a photo book or whatever. I had a couple of different ideas,
Mhm.
and I kind of like pitched the ideas to a couple of people, and like Good Jeans and Brown Sugar did like take the cake for the most part. So I was like, yeah, let's kind of roll with this one. And I got a lot of help from like so many different people, like as far as like coming up with the book. Well, the book was all me, but like I got help from people like formatting the book, um,
The
back
like
and
little
forth,
details.
the little details, right? So I got a lot of help with that. I'm super appreciative of everyone that was like involved and stuff like that. But yeah, honestly, Good Things and Brown Sugar. It was another thing that was 2020.
Yeah.
Sheesh. The
Long
concept
year.
for it, goddamn. Uh, the concept came 2019, but it was officially released 2020,
Mhm.
November. So originally the concept was going to be fun and lighthearted and like just really like more so about the aesthetic of just brown people, black and brown people in general. But then literally at the start of the year, the COVID shit. Then can I first on here?
Yeah,
Okay.
you've been doing it the whole time. It's
Um
cool.
yeah, so COVID. Then yesterday was literally the anniversary of George
George
Floyd's
Floyd.
death,
Yeah.
and like I think in my entire life, I don't think I've ever felt that much passion. I won't say passion, anger
Mm.
about towards white people in ever. Like even I'll even say this, like the whole Trayvon Martin situation.
Back when we was
Um,
in high school.
back we were in high school, so like I knew about it, but like it didn't really like click.
Hit.
We were just
Mm.
like, yeah, we were just like, oh man, we got a free day out of school. I was
Child,
like,
we marched. What you mean free day? We marched.
at the was it really a march though? Like
We marched out of Turner Tech. We marched.
we had
You
permission.
didn't care.
We had permission. And yeah, okay, I'll say this. Yeah, like at the time it didn't click. I didn't like you feel me? I was like, oh man, this is a terrible thing. But I think as I got older and I started to like experience shit like that, I'm like, wow. And then like just seeing the video happen, like the him dying on video, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I don't even think it was the video, it was just the response from a lot
Mhm.
of like white people.
Mm.
Like, oh, y'all are trash.
Oh,
And
what was the response? Because I really don't know.
as far as what?
Because you said like the response from white, so like you're talking about white friends that you have.
No, 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 not no, like not. I wouldn't even say white. No, Yeah, they were kind of quiet on that end, but um, um, I just meant like Twitter,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
social media, and just even just media in general. It was just like a lot of response, like, "Oh, is it nigga?" Like, not nigga,
Nigga. You know what you
nigga.
meant. Yeah.
So yeah, it went from something that was supposed to be like lighthearted and like beautiful to a lot of the poems in there got really dark and got really like angry.
Just like your
And I
paintings.
didn't want, yes, but that's the thing. Like I was trying to avoid that, but like that, I kind of like put that, I channeled that anger into the poetry. Not so
Mhm.
much the photos, because I had a lot of the photos already set around that time, but definitely a lot of the poetry inside the photo book was kind of like based on like just how 2020 just gradually progressed
Mhm.
with like Donald Trump and just white people being white people. And then like I also, but at the same time, at the same time, I didn't want it to just be that. I also wanted to uplift being black,
You
uplift
wanted the
black.
love aspect. You wanted
Yeah,
the love aspect to
yeah,
move.
to move. Stop. No,
Connecting dots here, yo.
connecting dots. Nah, but yeah, yeah, for real though. Like I really did want to people. I wanted people to feel it, you know. Um, so yeah, that's where the hook, the visions of brown sugar came from, and that's how it like evolved from something that was supposed to be simple, but like something a lot more aggressive.
That's fair. That's
Um,
righteous. That's a righteous
yeah.
response to something like that. So I mentioned your paintings. Now, for those that don't know, Josh put painter as last as one of his hats. He put it as last. Josh is a great painter. Tell us why you don't sell your paintings, Beyonce. Beyonce paints and she doesn't, to my knowledge, she doesn't sell her paintings. So why don't you sell your paintings?
Um,
Yeah, you're gonna sip that for a minute, huh? You gotta figure out how to lie. How I'm gonna lie right here, right now, as to why I don't sell these paintings.
we don't lie for you edit this. Why don't I sell? Okay, I don't have a like I sell you prints.
All right.
Nah, okay, I'll give you a straight up answer. There's actually a couple reasons. One, I think I get too attached to them when I
Mm,
first start. Well, when I do actually complete them, because a lot of my paintings are incomplete. So when I do eventually finish them, I kind of get attached. Damn, I did this shit. Then like I don't know. I don't think I've ever put a lot of energy into working out like prices and this and the third for the
mm.
painting. And I think because like I like painting is last on that list, I haven't explored that realm of like selling my art and like kind of promoting it as much as I want to.
Mm.
Um, at some of the shows at some of the Move Love shows, I have showed the art. Excuse me, I have shown the art. And like I'll get a lot of like positive feedback. But when people ask, "Oh, how much are you selling this for?" and my answer would be the same, like, "Oh, I'll sell you prints," or like just stuff along that line. I To answer that honestly is like it's probably my attachment to them, and then
Okay,
um
attachment issues. Thank you for showing us this at your therapy session. Okay. No, I'm kidding. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Because when you create something, it's like your baby. So I get it.
right, but at the same time, I was actually thinking about the painting that you like, the black and white one with the staircase
Mhm.
and I was thinking, oh, I can make. I originally coming up with that idea that one was based off of a Tribe Called Quest album cover, and I was like, yo, when I first came up with the design, it was supposed to be an entire series,
Mhm.
and I just did that one. And I was like, you know what? I am tired. Like, and then,
That's why it's not
and
on the list.
yeah, that and just painting in general is just like really messy.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's really messy, and it's like that whole thing. I was getting a call. That whole thing is just like, ugh. I really want to get back into it, but
Okay. Okay. Well, I won't press you about your paintings
mm,
anymore. We'll get there eventually, and I'll have
slowly but
one
surely.
in the
Mhm.
back. So we want to know, how were you able to pinpoint all these passions? How did you know you could paint? How did you know you could draw cartoons? How did you know you loved poetry? Or like, not even how did you know you loved it, but like you pinpointed all these passions and then you decided to create and carve out a career with it. How did you do that? Did it start with drawing? Because I remember you used to draw.
Mhm. Um, no, it started a long time ago. Since I was like, I want to say elementary school.
Mhm.
Um, I think I didn't. I used to like watch people draw. Damn, that's just fire. But I never actually like delve into it until like maybe I want to say middle school. But I guess my first the first thing I kind of like fell in love with was poetry.
Mhm.
It was because I think I was like it was like fourth grade maybe, and oh yeah, it was like yeah, it was like fourth grade, and I was supposed to come up with like a poem for an assignment or something like that, and I came up with one, and I also had my sister help me because my sister was also a poet, but that wasn't something that she kind of like. I didn't know that she was a poet up until like that year. Oh shit, we all do this. So um
Coincidence.
right. And then yeah, so I wrote a poem and I fell in love with the entire poem.
Mhm.
And to the point where like I would draw like little like doodles next to each line, kind of just to, like this is
Like that scene in the Tyler Perry movie where she's like, the courage to love. And then
yes,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that part exactly. So like yeah, since then like I was like, yo, this is fire. I can do this. And since then I kind of like I would just write here and there. And I think what really solidified it though was middle school.
Mhm.
Like one of my favorite teachers, my English teacher. He
Always,
was like,
always us, the
I'm
creatives,
telling
English
you,
teacher,
I'm
first
telling
line of
you,
communication.
for real. Like, yeah, so she was a favorite teacher forever, but she gave us an assignment. No, it was extra credit. It was to submit a poem. I don't know if you remember how like in Miami-Dade schools, like they had like this piano slam drawn off
Yeah, they have like
competition.
different contests and stuff, and I feel like they like connected it with Miami-Dade College.
Miami-Dade. I don't
Did
know.
they?
Well, I don't know. I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the college, but I do know like as far as like Miami-Dade County, like middle school and high school, um, they had those competitions, and this was like their second year in having those competitions. And my teacher was like, "Oh, for extra credit, if you guys submit a poem, um, to this, y'all, I'll give y'all extra credit, whatever." Like that.
Mhm.
I waited till like maybe like 2 minutes before 12, which was the deadline. To the deadline to submit, and I submitted it or whatever. So I sent it to my teacher or whatever, and then like maybe like a week later, I got her email saying that they accepted the poem that I had sent, and they was like, "Yeah,
That
go
cemented
for
it
it."
for you. I'm legit.
Yeah, right. I was like, "Yo, I'm the shit. Like, ain't nobody could tell me." But yeah, and I was like, "Oh, I kind of made that poem off a whim. I wasn't like even really thinking about it. I was like, oh man, I was just trying to get extra credit." And actually, no, that's not even true because I did write poetry before that. But like for that particular poem, it was off the whim. Um, and or on the whim, off of
Off
a whim,
on a whim. Yeah, on.
on the whim. Yeah, whatever. um, yeah, so they accepted it, and apparently, like after that, I had to perform that poem in front of like 1,000 people. Mind you, middle school me, I didn't like to talk to people in my class, but
Yeah, you
people
always
in
wore
my
a hoodie. I remember in high school at least. You was covered up in Miss Thornton
yeah,
class.
I didn't like yeah, I was never really like fully like social unless like I really got to get to know you or whatever, but I wasn't really social. So then like once they told me, oh yeah, you gotta perform in front of like 1,000 people at the Adrian Rush. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh yeah, and I was like, oh, little Zo Josh. What? Like I had like the one in like my forehead big as fuck, and yo, I think the video is still on YouTube. Hopefully it's not, but I think it's still on YouTube.
we're gonna
And
find
like,
it. What's
oh,
it
that's
called?
not.
What is it,
I don't know.
2010? 2010 Poetry Slam Miami Dade Middle School.
I don't even know. Yeah. So like, yeah, that whole situation was a mess. But um, I was nervous as hell. But I got through it. I was a finalist. I got like $100, a little
How much?
iPod, $100.
Oh, I thought you said 1,000, but that's still good, especially for a middle schooler.
Yo, nah, for real though. Hello.
I'm here.
Oh, okay,
My
I didn't know.
Wi-Fi works.
Sheesh. Yeah, but yeah, basically that whole situation that solidified it. Um, art as far as art goes, I was always like drawing. I would draw on my desks, assignments. I drew on the FCAT once.
Test. Yep.
She,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like my teacher, my favorite teacher, like the Joshua said, like what are you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I would just always doodle here and there. So like after high school, in high school, you know how we had like the different what's it called?
Lunch. Oh, academies.
Academy, right. The academy I was in was, ag, we're dealing with animals. While I did like while I do like animals, um I realized like senior year, I was like, yo, I don't think
You
this is
don't
what
want
I
to be a
want to be
farmer.
doing.
No.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't want to be a farmer, but I think what I was more so going to say was I didn't want to be a vet. I don't think that was the lifestyle that I kind of wanted to live. So I was thinking about going to. I was thinking about going to what's that school? In downtown, it's the art school, the Art Institute,
The what?
the AI, the Art Institute. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah,
called
yeah, yeah,
AI.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, I think this is more my speed or whatever. I went with my mom and I was like, "Oh, these prices not it. I'm not trying to pay back these people like loans and stuff." And then I think another thing that solidified it with me was, um, what is it? Oh, like Caribbean as a Caribbean child, as a as a Caribbean as a Caribbean, right?
Yes. We are Caribbean. Yes.
Words, words of affirmation
Yes.
that
You're
was almost non-existent. You feel me? So I was like, oh, so I asked my like on the way back home, I asked my mom, I'm like, hey, what do you think I should do? Like, do you think it's worth it spending all this money? And she was like probably one of the first times I ever heard her say some like motivational shit to me. Well, she was like, hey, listen, I don't care what it is that you do. I want you to like, be happy in what it is that you whatever it is that you choose. She
my
wasn't like,
mom said
the
that too.
traditional. Right. But she also added, as long as you're not gay. I was like, what?
Okay, we gotta cut this out. All right. We gotta cut this part out. Okay.
I thankfully I wasn't or I'm not like but like you feel me? But that made me feel really good. You feel me? I was like, damn, she believes me. You feel me? So um that's just real. That's just real. So yeah, I think then I went to like Miami Dade. I took a bunch of art classes. That's when I like learned to like paint and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And from there I saw I think that's when Instagram boom. I think Instagram was been booming. That's when I first like got on Instagram. I was like, yeah, like photography was really booming. I was like, yo, I really like how people are able to like manipulate these scenarios and still tell a story with it. Like it's similar to like painting or drawing or whatever, but it's in a different medium. So that's what got me into photography. I'm definitely inspired by a bunch of like local photographers
Mhm.
that I've worked with in the past or currently. Definitely been inspired by their work. So I'm definitely like, you know, I take a lot of my inspiration from not so much so the bigger names like, I can't name them, but
Me
like
neither.
I
I
take
was hoping you would.
but I take a lot of my inspiration from like, more so like the local people. And I feel like these are people that I know. These are people that I
Mhm.
know to be real people. They have really
From the ground.
wow. Right. So like I get a lot of my inspiration from them, and just from the people around me. So yeah, I think that answers that question.
Okay, I know you did. I liked it. It was full and fruitful. So, before you go, what advice do you have for someone, a creative, that is scared to take a leap out on faith or bet on themselves completely?
Sheesh.
Just do it.
Yo, I was thinking that, but I want to give Nike no credit. But
No, but it's facts though. Like, there's no other way.
it
You just
really
got to do it.
is. That's really it. That's really it. But I will say this. Think of oh, okay, boom. Um, think of damn, I lost it again. Set a goal,
Mm,
and then the goal could be like think about doing this for the next week, right?
mhm.
You think about it so much, you're going to think about it outside of the time that you're assigned. Makes
Yeah.
sense? Okay, so let me go back. So like say I want to think about drawing um Monday at 9. I don't think the normal
Manifest
person
it mentally.
right. And then yeah, like all that shit about like manifesting and like energies and all I think all that shit is like real. Like you have to be able to trust that you're gonna fuck up, but that's okay. Like that's okay. Like I think the reason why people get so scared to kind of take that leap of faith is because they are afraid that they're going to fuck up. But
Yeah.
if you already have it in your mind, like, damn, I might fuck up on it, but that's okay. It becomes less scary
Hmm.
because it's like, well, this is a reality. So it's like you're not going based on like you're not trying to be perfect. Don't try to be perfect. I think that's the advice.
Yeah.
Don't try to be perfect. Just try to be human.
I like that. Don't try to be perfect. Just try to be human. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us on our show and giving us this wonderful interview from the artist, painter, photographer, event curator, Joshua Buron. And we will see you at what's your Instagrams?
I got a list of
Okay, just your main. What you got
okay.
coming?
The main one is lowercase. Oh, I think it's all over. F is photos of Molo, so it's PhotosOFMOLO.
Okay, Photos of Molo. And y'all follow him on Instagram and check out the Skins campaign happening now.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, Josh.
Later.